Hi, Leo. Welcome to your reading for December 2023. This is going to be for Leo's sun, moon, or rising. Many of you are intuitively guided, and I'm so happy you pay attention to your intuition. What I mean by that is you may not have Leo in your chart, or you think you don't have Leo in your chart, but something calls you to this reading anyways. Just trust in your guides. I read through my spirit guide, so if they brought you here, you're here for a reason. Um, some of you may be checking up on a Leo. Also, remember, you'll get messages. Um, I just know it. I just know it. Anyways, we're going to use four different decks, and we're going to see what I have a feeling beautiful messages are coming from our guides for you for December. But remember, time is fluid. I feel like we're talking a lot also about 2024 and what's coming up. Remember, it's a universal year eight. Um, and if you don't know what an eight stands for, one of the things is new beginnings, a fresh new start. I feel like I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So we're going to use four different decks here, guys. We're going to use Archangel Raphael, brought him out for December. We're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom, of course. And I'm doing something different here for you. I am going to use the Universal Tarot for clarifiers or to go deeper. Normally, I would use this as a main spread. However, the Light Seers was the deck that was really popping out for you, for me. If that makes sense. Like I feel like our guides want us to use this for your main spread, so that's what we're gonna do. Um Again, I use the cards as tools so that our guides can just like allow to me the story just pops off the table. Like it shows itself to me. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Let's start with Archangel Raphael. Everything is pre-shuffled, by the way. Give a shout out to all the Leos that I love in my life. Starting with my mom, August 5th. My beautiful son, who has crossed over, but I often feel he is in our readings, Leo. And many of you know, like that guitar, how that came to me. That alone was a major message. I feel like for us really just to trust that our guides are part of our life. You know what I mean? Like they haven't forgotten us, they haven't left us behind. If anything, they may be able to help more, on a spiritual level. But, anyways, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So, Archangel Raphael for Leo, and those intuitively guided. What say you, Archangel Raphael? Well, first he says, have patience. Okay, we got two. We're going to take them. Recovery. Recovery. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery upon the path of radiant health. Radiant health. Beautiful. So, recovering. And then we have use your natural healing abilities, Leo. Use your natural healing abilities. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. Well, I feel like if any of you came here to, if you're in that type of modality and you came here to see if, like, am I on the right path? I feel like that's telling you right away. And by the way, I also feel like recovery, um, I feel like it's talking about energy that I do feel like many of you have overcome, and now you may be using it to help others to overcome the same affliction that you had. Um, And, it's talking about your natural healing abilities. These aren't abilities that I have to learn. They're already within you. So, anyways, I feel like if anyone had that question of, is this the right path? I feel like there's your answer. Okay, let's bring in Mother Mary. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Sorry for my singing, but I feel like I had to sing that song. Okay. Well, to Mother Mary, we have grace. Grace, when I think of grace, I also think of a five because a five speaks about change, but changing as gracefully as possible. It would only serve you. So any changes coming up for some of you, I feel like think about that. Like, just be as graceful as you can be as these changes take place. I feel like it will only help you. All right, grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of other God's creatures. Enthusiasm. I feel like enthusiasm is a choice. It's how I choose to look at my life, the world, even if there's a million things going wrong, finding that one thing that's going right and following that breadcrumb. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I flow. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I flow. I'm going to bring this a little down. I have to say, I feel like in your last couple readings, it was talking about, um, first of all, I feel like natural abilities and bringing them to the table, like bringing them back out the play, so to speak. I feel like some of you may have had to put some things on a back burner. This may be the time to bring it to the front burner. All right. So again, we're using the light seers. I am going to shuffle for your cards. I feel like I brought that lid down a little too far. All right. Well, that didn't take long. We have the wheel. Should in reverse, but I don't feel it in reverse. So I'm not going to keep it in reverse. I actually don't even want to read reversals, but we'll see. So the wheel speaks about your destiny. It talks about movement. So there is some type of movement happening. Um, Whatever I'm most passionate about is the direction I flow, especially with the wheels starting to move. We have the Ten of Swords. Interesting. Two tens back to back, first of all. Two very different types of tens. Ten of Swords, to me, Ten of Swords talks about a repeat pattern of some type. Can be like a person who just keeps putting swords in your back, can be, feels like my whole life it's been happening type of energy. But it's meant to end now. You know, it's meant to end. And the only way it can really end is for me to really examine this energy. Now, not to the point where I get like, I'm spending a year trying to figure this out. I feel like for some of you, I feel like you've been pulled to the wrong type of people. Now, I'm not putting them down, but what I feel is, well, I mean, there's a few maybe I would, but really what I'm feeling is this is you understanding, like, if I don't make any changes, and again, it brings me back to grace where I felt that five right away. If I don't make any changes, am I doomed to get another sword in my back? I feel like the answer is yes, because this is a pattern and it has to be broken. And even though you ended up with the swords in your back, in a way, I feel like the Ten of Swords is submission. It's where after a while, maybe I just keep expecting it, so it keeps happening. Maybe that's why we saw the wheel in reverse in the beginning. Because I do feel like the wheel is in the upright. Like I do feel like there's movement. But I do feel like this is saying, first we got to deal with this. Look at that. Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords together. First of all, look at the image though. I love the image on this card as it relates to the Ten of Wands, because Ten of Wands, look, I really have had enough. This is where it feels like, like all the world's problems are on your shoulders. It could just be your family's problems. Like everything seems to like fall upon your shoulders. This person, though, why I like this image though, is she is leaving a mountaintop. So she has conquered something. But it feels like now it's time to conquer something else. Like go after a new dream. Or at least be open to what the universe wants to bring to you. This person, I feel like, listen, I feel like with the Ten of Swords, I could very well have been dealing with like a narcissistic type of energy and putting effort in trying to change, let's just say that person. It just won't work. No, I shouldn't say it won't work, but the chances of it working are so slim that I almost don't want you hanging around anymore. Like I want to see you like moving off of that mountaintop and searching for the next mountaintop. And that's what this person is doing. I also find it interesting because I feel like she's just taking what she needs and leaving the rest behind. All right, interesting. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And then we have the Page of Cups under the wheel. It's interesting because in this image, how you can see his legs hanging down, I feel like it's like connecting to one's higher self, right? Also, I feel like, you know, like one of the themes I feel like for December is the remembrance that we've been here before, we've done this before, we've overcome so much in previous lifetimes. Sometimes we're here to, pay back the karma that maybe we created in a previous lifetime. But if we can pay it back, we pay it back for eternity. So this may be the lifetime where you chose like some of these harder lessons. And why? Well, because your soul knows they can overcome it. Your spirit knows that. Your spiritual being knows that. But our human self, that takes a minute or two. But anyways, I definitely feel like this is your higher self connecting to you and coming right under the wheel. It's almost like it's saying, you know, the wheel is getting ready to turn. And especially if you're able, like I feel like again the Ten of Swords, I do feel like you must have broken that pattern because in the Ten of Wands, I do feel like you are leaving that situation. And I'm not going to pretend and say it's easy. But I do know it's going to take you to better places. And I kind of like the Knight of Wands next to it because that's like a rush of energy. That is really your natural energy. This, like, what's that saying? Oh, God. Every time I try to think of a saying, it just leaves my mind. Um, Going to the beat of your own drum. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's been a minute for sure. But yet something is opening up, something that is going to stir your passion, by the way. It may come in quickly, but that's okay. Because I feel like the sooner that we can get you out of these two tens here, the Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands, the better. So I do feel like this is talking about change, and it could be rapid. You know what I mean? Like, and it's interesting too, because like in the Ten of Swords, sometimes in the state of submission, because I feel like it's not going to change. Well, you're right. It probably won't change. That situation won't change, but it doesn't mean that, sometimes we think like one person is our only person. Well, that's not true either. And I'm saying that because I feel like this Ten of Swords, it does feel like a person who has stabbed you in the back over and over again. And it can mean many different things. It could be like bad communication, someone who uses their words as weapons. I don't feel like it's you, though I already know some people are going to leave me a comment who are checking up on your energy and saying, oh no, it's you. But in this reading, it doesn't feel like it's you. It feels like you're the one who is taking these swords. And it's interesting because I feel like, you were pushed to the brink. You were pushed to the brink. I do feel like you could have left earlier or changed the situation sooner. But then again, maybe there's something very valuable that you learned from this energy. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like you're going to repeat it. Like, I feel like you will not repeat this energy. That was pretty stern, but that's how I felt like I had to say it. Like, you will not repeat this energy. You will not allow them to repeat it. Well, Page of Pentacles. So I did feel like this. To me, the Page of Pentacles is the perfect energy to come out right now because the Page of Pentacles is a path of knowledge. And because it's coming under the Ten of Swords, there was something to learn about that. There was some type of lesson, or there is some type of lesson, soul lesson, by the way. And, I'm saying soul lesson because I want you to understand when your soul gets it, I feel like everything changes. Two pages back to back, by the way. We have the Queen of Cups under the Ten of Wands. Can be a Cancer, your neighbor to the east. Can be Scorpio or it can be Pisces. Of course, it doesn't have to be any of that. It can be just you really connecting to, I feel like both like spiritually and earthly, like combining the two, figuring them out. For some of you, yes, this is probably a water sign, but I really feel like it's you. Um, and I feel like it's you connecting. Like you're connecting to above. You are looking for answers, and I feel like you're going to receive these answers. It's interesting because her hands are wide open, her eyes are closed. I always notice the key around her neck. I feel like, that key is her way out. That key is what unlocks the next door. She's half in water and half above. Reminds me of Scorpio. We have the lovers. Okay. But again, I'm not going to read reversals unless I really, really, really feel them. The lovers. Card of Gemini. The lover's meaning is ahead of a hard decision. but it's connected to a lot of passion. This could talk about two lovers who are very different. And that may be a good thing for you. Like it's a different type of, it's almost like I feel like you may find someone who is so different than what you're used to. Especially if been in that Ten of Swords, especially if this was a lover, and if it was a lover, then they definitely carried some narcissistic energy for sure. And not just that, but it feels like everything, again, the responsibility all landed on your shoulders. I feel like there's someone out there who, I feel like your kids have grown, and I may have like stayed within something because, I wanted to give my kids a firm foundation, so to speak. Though I don't know how firm it was with that. Um, but I feel like now there's like a sense of freedom. And it's almost like there's nothing holding you to this old energy. You're the one who does have to do the walking away, so to speak. You're the one who does have to climb down that mountain and start heading towards the next mountain. But again, it's telling you that, and I feel like, with the Knight of Wands here, this is you bringing out again something I feel you're very passionate about. All right, well, let's keep going. Do you see how that flipped around? We have the Eight of Cups. Well, that makes sense. Let's slide these up a little bit. Eight of Cups. First of all, it's an eight. So definitely related to you. It's really a Cancer card, but it's an eight. It's about a new beginning. And what do we have over here? Something. I feel like there was something with a new beginning. Um, this is like taking a good hard look at my emotional life and how it's affected me. And, even looking at like the power you've given away. And I don't mean that to judge you because we all do that, where we find ourselves living um, someone else's lifestyle instead of our own, where we put our hopes and dreams on the back burner. And now, for whatever the reason, um, I feel like that's changing. And again, you're bringing your hopes to the the front. So this person is, they're looking at their emotional house. They're understanding that, I need to see, what's holding me back, what would stop me from moving out of these tens. Um, and, I don't feel like you need to reflect on every cup. Some cups are just free will. Not all relationships are meant to last. Not all work relationships are meant to last. So this person's heading towards the Nine of Cups. So really what they're searching for is inner harmony. It's almost like I'm not even thinking about anyone else. I'm just right now thinking about myself and I'm trying to find this inner harmony within myself. I feel proud of you for that. Um, and don't forget, we're also moving into a universal year eight. And the lovers being connected to the Eight of Cups. It may be, let's put it this way. Let's say that the lovers is someone who's coming in, or just you're meeting along your new this path. I do feel like it's a new path. I feel like I forget what I was even going to say, but I feel like if this energy still exists, And then someone new comes in, and not just anyone. I mean, it's coming through the levers. It would serve me to clear up this emotional baggage of the past. I don't feel like this is this person up here because I would say no. This person in the lovers strikes a chord of passion within you. You know what I mean? It's like chemistry. And can't deny what I feel. Now, I'm not even telling you to move into it. But I still feel like I can't deny what I feel, so I feel like it's almost like a rush of passion. You never know who's on that next mountaintop. It kind of brings me back to use your natural healing abilities. Well, I feel like in the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the ability to overcome that, the recovery of that, the recovery of just the situation, period. Forget about the people, just the situation, period. And closing the door to that. I have a feeling that, first of all, I feel like you're being guided to this next mountain. I definitely feel like you're being guided. And with Ten Swords, Ten of Wands, it'd be very hard to feel the energy of guidance, right? But it's always there. And I feel like, honestly, I feel because you made some bold choices, some bold changes. I feel like the universe is responding in kind. Like, good for you. Like, you decided to, make these bold changes. And we all know it wasn't easy for you, but you did it anyway. So there feels like there is quite a reward, somewhere along the journey of this next mountaintop, right? Climbing to the next mountaintop. And remember, it's about the journey. It's not about reaching the mountaintop. It's about the journey. And who knows, maybe this is, again, I feel like the lovers just sits upon that path. Okay, keep going. We have the Queen of Swords, can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Certainly can be your voice, using your voice. She looks like she's looking out at her future. Her sword is down. She's not in a defensive mode. And I like that because I feel like that means that she's not taking these, the Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands into her future. It's almost like she has become the Fool. Hello, Emperor. Card of Aries. It's interesting, this Queen's looking right at the Emperor. Let's talk about the Emperor for a second because this can be a father figure. The Emperor is normally the leader of the people. He leads through experience. This is also someone who is like, how do I say this? Like methodical, puts plans in place. You know what I mean? Doesn't fly by the seat of his pants. This is normally someone that we can look up to. The Queen's looking right at the Emperor. Some of you could certainly speak about business ownership. And not just business ownership, but like I almost feel like to the next level. Some of you are just so connected spiritually, whether you know that or not. I feel like when I'm back in these tens, I don't feel the universe. I don't feel divine, right? All I feel are these swords. All I feel is the heaviness of the Ten of Wands. But it all wants to change. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting that this Emperor has two queens around him. Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles can be a Virgo. That would be your neighbor to the north, I guess, or west. I don't know why I'm giving directions. Um, but can be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. It's interesting because she's sitting here with this big pentacle, as is the Page of Pentacles. So it makes me feel like, because I feel like you're all people, unless you feel it differently, first and foremost, right? Trust your own intuition within a reading, even above mine. But I do feel like this is speaking of, because I felt this from the get go, like this Page of Pentacles, path of knowledge, can even speak about like something that, again, I feel like this is what's been on the back burner, and now the Queen is bringing it again to the front burner. Emperor is looking right at this Queen. And, it's interesting because this Queen of Swords, interesting, I just realized the Emperor's got three queens around him. What's going on there? This may be talking about your energy also, though, especially if you're female. But again, it doesn't even matter if you're female because we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. But I feel like, first of all, the Eight of Cups opening up this line. So, dealing with our emotional health. Sometimes it's unstored forgiveness. Is that right? Unstored unforgiveness. Or stored unforgiveness. What's wrong with me? And, like you may say, how am I supposed to forgive this person who put 10 swords in my back? It's not even about that. It's just about you not carrying the weight of it any longer. Like, give it back to them. And I do feel like if this is talking about a relationship, this feels like someone who it would be a repeat pattern. And to me, that means that these sores have probably happened to the person before you and will probably happen to the person after you. Now, I hope not, but you know what I mean? But nonetheless, it feels like this person was probably quite a charmer. Interesting, because I'm getting this energy of like someone swaying me into a potential relationship with them. Um, and like showing me all their best bits and pieces in the beginning, and then everything changes. It's almost like once they get their hook in you, everything changes. I don't feel like you can hold a Leo down for long. Now, a Leo can be held down just like the rest of us, but I don't feel like a Leo is held down for long. I mean, think about your ruler, the sun, right? Like you're meant to, first of all, your childlike energy. I feel like it's beautiful. And why shouldn't it be like the leading character of your play? Because I do feel like it's beautiful energy. Anyways, I feel like this page is now the queen, and the queen is now becoming the leader, business owner type of energy. I feel like it definitely has to do with your voice, but also your experiences. I kind of love that the heaviness came first because that's what's ready to end, and then what wants to open up. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Enthusiasm, don't forget, whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I flow. We have the moon card, Pisces, ruler of Cancer. Justice underneath that. Well, this could be a divorce. Um, some of you may have been going through that for a while. Definitely cutting of ties. You know, it's like I'm saying to myself, when I'm up in this energy, I know that there's better. I know that my life can be better, look better. I know that I do deserve love of the highest nature, though I have to make sure that I'm also there, right? Vibrational. Like like my vibration is 9/10 of the law of what's going to vibrate back to me. That's why enthusiasm is here. And that's why I'm saying I feel like it's a choice. It's an optimistic view. The moon, you know, the moon can speak about things that happen at night. It can talk about dreams that you have that, again, I feel like from the back burner to the front burner. I feel like it speaks about step by step, like not running to the next destination, but enjoying the journey of it. It can be very dreamy. It can be uncertainty. However, again, I feel like step by step. All right, let's bring in the um, Tarot or the Universal Tarot. And I think this is the second time ever that I've used them as clarifiers, or like I like to say, to go deeper. I want to know who these people are. I want to know what the lovers consist of. I want to know everything. Or what we can know. I may want to know everything, it doesn't mean that we can know everything, because again, sometimes it is step by step. But let's go ahead. Hmm, interesting. Why am I Six of Cups over the wheel? Interesting. A six. Well, we only have one other six on the table, and that's the lovers. Six of Cups is, it is not whoever's in the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands, because it's the opposite energy. It's someone that I would have happy memories about, maybe even cherished memories. This may speak about a love of the past or just a friend of the past who may be coming back into your life. Maybe even realization. Maybe they're already in your life, but there's this realization of just their energy. It's so different than what you're used to. Even if you've been with this person before, it feels like it was a long time ago. So again, you know, even though I know them, doesn't mean their energy is the same as back then. However, I feel like it would only be better. We have the Five of Cups. How interesting. I know I say that all the time, but that's why I love tarot, because I feel the story just like coming off the table. So let's talk about the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is looking directly at the person in the Six of Cups. or looking directly at the Six of Cups. Let's put it that way. Five of Cups speaks about missing someone. It's also the energy of focusing on all that I have lost. So, because it's a five, it's asking for some type of change. Well, it's coming over the Ten of Swords. How could that not be the change? Right? It's like, I'm not going to take these daggers anymore. And, it's interesting because when this person ultimately makes that change, what they find are two cups that really have yet to be discovered. Even if I may know of someone, look at that, 6 and a 5 and an 11. So, I feel like it's the soulmate energy. Look at that, the 9 of Swords. A lot of worry, sleepless nights. I feel like, what is my worry about? My worry is about changing a difficult situation I'm in. Even though it's difficult, it's still makes me worry. Am I doing the right thing? Well, I feel like if you're dealing with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands and your question is about leaving it, I feel like you're doing the right thing. Because I don't know how it could change. I feel like some of you may worry about like someone you're dealing with, like, almost like, are they going to set me free? But I feel like you got to set yourself free. Let's remember the Nine of Swords speaks about unnecessary worry. And, I may have to take this step by step because it does feel like there's a lot to deal with. But step by step, I'm moving away from this heaviness, step by step. I feel like if someone is completely disrespecting you, if someone is um, putting all the burdens of a relationship or even a job all on your shoulders, but you're not reaping the benefits of that, to me, that feels like your answer. And with the Five of Cups here, focusing, yes, on what I have lost, but when I change that focus, maybe I get back into um, an optimistic view. Remember, I opened up the reading and I said, even if 100 things are going wrong, I don't know exactly what I said, but even if 100 things are going wrong, try to find that one thing that is going right, and that may be you. And I'm saying that because of the Eight of Cups down here. I feel like someone has lived in your heart. For whatever reason, you're not together. Again, maybe you used to be together, but you're not together now. I don't feel you're together now. But let's keep going. Let's see what comes over this Knight of Wands. Look at this, the Hangman. Now, he's reversed, but I kind of want to leave him that way. An awakening. Awareness. I feel like if you've been asking your guides for help or your angels, because remember, your angels need your request to get involved in your life. I mean, they're involved in your life, don't get me wrong, but to help you make changes. If that's, I feel like I'm saying the wrong things. Um, Some of you, I feel like you're just aware that, the life you've been living has not been serving you. Um, and there is a better life out there. Again, it doesn't have to mean all areas of your life, but boy, it kind of feels like all areas of your life because I feel like, again, the Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands together, that heaviness, and then the worry over changing that. But then the hangman in the awakened state, by the way, the lovers right down here, and it's interesting because I feel like I'm feeling this Knight of Wands like a rush of energy. And I feel like that rush of energy reaches you and it ignites like everything within you. All right, let's keep going. If it is the other way around, then it would speak about seeking wisdom for your next steps. That's what the hangman is doing. Sometimes it's a pause in action because I'm really seeking, I want to know the right steps to take. So I'm spiritually seeking advice for this earthly plane. Like, help me make a choice, help me decide. Well, I feel like here it is. And then look at this, the magician, the manifester, coming over the page of cups, under the wheel, and the six of cups. Wow. He's got the infinity sign above his head. No beginning, no end. Mirroring the lovers. It doesn't mean that I couldn't have been in a relationship. When I say no beginning, no end, I mean on a spirit, I'm speaking spiritually. What we do in this lifetime is really going to be up to us. But at the same time, I feel like there's certain seeds that have already been planted. Um, and one of them does feel like the lovers. Now, that doesn't guarantee us anything, right? Because they'll say we never leave that Ten of Swords to the Ten of Wands. Well, the lovers just doesn't fit, right? It wouldn't fit. Magician manifesting what? Your life and what it is you want to see next in your life. And manifesting from your inner child type of energy. I like that. Interesting how the hangman in the awakened state and then the magician, that's powerful. It's interesting because in the beginning, I feel like you don't feel like you have any power. And this is just showing you the opposite. Like you always have the power to change your situation. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it does mean it'll be worth it. I feel like there is someone who is in a pretty difficult situation. And because I get this feeling like you're leaving the situation, but during the moonlight. So it's almost like I'm leaving without letting someone know that I'm leaving. But maybe that's the way it has to be. I also feel that um, get this feeling like that you may be thinking of someone, and I get this feeling that they are probably thinking of you also. And then the magician, I feel like maybe this is like talking about helping to manifest these two, bringing these two together. We have the Seven of Wands. There's the Fool. Look at that. Your major arcana right over the Lovers. Your ruler with the Sun and the Moon. Number 11. And I'm saying that because I feel like we're also, for some, maybe talking about a twin flame relationship. And if it is a twin flame relationship, it'd be back here. Someone who lives within my heart. It is not the Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands person. The Nine of Swords, a lot of worry, right? But it's unnecessary worry. And I feel like the worry is, can I make this change? Like, can I make this change? And then the Fool shows up. So the Fool says, yes, you can make this change. Learn what you can learn from where you've been and keep that in your knapsack. That is your wisdom. But the Fool is letting the past be in the past. Even the Lovers. Now, that doesn't mean that these lovers aren't coming back together, but they're not the same as who they were. And I feel like that's just talking about age, time. The Sun, your ruler, right over the Lovers, sitting right next to the Fool, and then the Hangman in the awakened state, and then the Knight of Wands where I felt this rush of passion. Who else am I holding? The Devil, card of Capricorn. And what's interesting is when you look at this image, it's like the Devil these are the Lovers. And we have the Lovers right here, right? The Sun over it. Well, the Devil can cast illusions. So it feels like the Devil is influencing these Lovers, or had influenced these Lovers. It's an illusionary type energy. So I got to use my spiritual eyes and ears to know that. Coming over the Eight of Cups. Some of you, it's a Capricorn, especially being mirrored over here by the Queen of Pentacles. However, I feel like really what he's speaking about is it's like you're leaving the dark in exchange for the light. The Lovers in a lot of decks, you'll see these Lovers also being controlled. It looks very much like the Death card, except it's, I feel like, God or your angels influencing the Lovers. But the Sun is right there. And by the way, the Sun's mirroring the Aces, the Magician. So if you're trying to manifest a new beginning, whether it has to do with anybody or it's just you wanting a better life, do it. This is the energy of doing it. The energy of making these changes, expecting to have a better life, bringing my dreams to the front burner. Not wasting my life with lovers who just keep putting swords in my back. If you don't know how to love me, then let me be. Let me be free. Seven of Wands coming over the Page of Pentacles, first of all. But under that Ten of Swords, Seven of Wands is standing your ground. But it's also very defensive type energy. Queen of Swords below, though, her sword is down, so her defenses are down. So sometimes we just got to know, like, what's worth the fight, what's not worth the fight. Some of you, I do feel like you're going through a separation, a divorce, what have you. And, there's certain areas, yes, you do want to stand your ground with that. But in the same breath, I still feel like this is talking about what's new. What's new, baby? The Knight of Pentacles. One of my favorite cards. So the Knight of Pentacles is bringing in a pentacle. Well, we see the pentacle everywhere. Like the wheel looks like a pentacle. The Page of Pentacles is holding a big pentacle in their hands. The Queen of Pentacles is holding a pentacle in her hands. So this is like guardian angel energy. And it is a lesson in patience. Sometimes the patience is the universe having patience with us, right? To end these two tens up here, to overcome this unnecessary worry, to take on the Fool's energy. And then once we take on that Fool's energy, well, that just feels like the right time for the Knight to come in. Because that's what this Knight does. It comes at the right time, not before, not after. It doesn't want this pentacle, this, let's just say, Ace of Pentacles, to be wasted. Because it can truly expand your life, and that's what it's there for. That's what it's meant for. So, that's why the Knight of Pentacles says, I don't come before. It's before before it can be used to your benefit. Because, listen, if I'm the Knight of Pentacles and I'm bringing in this pentacle that's truly meant to enhance your life, how could it do that? I feel like this person would just take that pentacle. It's like this feeling of you not taking any more bullshit. All right. We have the Page of Cups again, right over the Emperor. We have the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Ten of Wands, connecting to the Devil, and the Eight of Cups. Okay. Seven of Cups means that the ball's in your court. That it's you who's choosing whether to, let's just say, accept the next cup. The next cup just happens to be the Lovers, with your major arcana over it again. 7 is also the year that we're leaving. So this may say, like, clear up what you can clear up this year so that you can be fresh for 2024, which again is a universal year 8. It is about being, I feel like you're going to do great. I feel like 2024 is going to be a great year for you. Now, it doesn't mean it won't have challenges, but I feel like listen, if you get through that Ten of Swords and that Ten of Wands, you can get through anything. And sometimes I feel like that's why, as a soul, we were given those lessons, because once we've overcome, we do realize that. Like, I am so strong. I want to go right below also. Page of Swords and the Four of Cups. Interesting. Four of Cups is mirrored by the Nine of Swords. Four of Cups talks about discontentment and boredom in one's life. That would make sense with the Nine of Swords. coming over the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. However, this person is being handed another cup. And it is up to them whether they accept that cup or not. She's not even looking at it. And I feel like that's why the Fool is like, that's why your energy needs to be free and clear so that you can take advantage of these aces that share for you, so to speak. So this person is being offered a cup, which means it's an opportunity to change this life using your spiritual discernment. I feel like this is conversation. This is communication. And I feel like who's it coming from? The person up here in the Six of Cups. The person behind the Five of Cups energy. Those two cups. Soulmate. The lovers. Some of you a twin flame. Communication. Page. You know, to me, a page can be quite a few different things. It can be younger energy for sure, and it may be younger energy, but it also speaks about something that's in the atmosphere, something that is on its way. And I feel like in a page's energy, I can feel it. It's almost like I can feel it before it shows. You know what else is interesting? I hate to keep going back up to the top because that is the most difficult part of this reading. But it's all about the changes around that difficult energy. Um, it just kind of feels night and day. So let's just say somebody calls, your phone rings, and it's someone from the past. I feel like very quickly you're going to feel this passion within you. Very quickly, I feel like it's almost like I can't deny the chemistry. And listen, I feel like this is coming over a phone, like not even in person. Now I'm saying the phone, but it can be, a text, an email, that type of thing. But I do feel like it is communication, and I love that it's right below the Knight of Pentacles again, guardian angel energy. It's like your guardian angel has your back here. Hello, lovers. Again. Well, here is that image I was talking about. So, in Capricorn, I'm sorry I keep using you as an example. Um, by the way, I started a campaign um, for funds to actually create my cards. Like I have some on paper already, but so anyways, I put that out there. So thank you for anyone who can help me with that. And one of the things I am changing is Capricorn's card because I'm tired of calling them the devil. However, let's get back to what I was talking about. Look at the influence. It is the devil's influence over these lovers, right? It's illusionary. But then look at these lovers. Almost feels like Archangel Michael, like the protector. Like I am the protector of these lovers. Interesting because like her mouth is being quieted. Like she can't speak. Hmm. Anyways, the lovers, communication. I already know it's the lovers. I feel like there's the majority of you are like, yes, I'm jumping on the fool's train and I'm gonna go wherever the fool takes me. Remember that fool is about taking a leap of faith. And then the star. It's like a dream coming true. Now, I don't feel like this is only a love reading, but it is a love reading. But I also feel like it's also talking about like your creativity, and the things that you've overcome, and then using them to your advantage. And I mean that in a spiritual way. Because I feel like the Queen of Swords down here, that's what she's doing. She's taking her wisdom and I feel like helping others. And who knows? Maybe that's how this person, I don't know. I just feel like someone thinks of you and then you start thinking of them. But I also get this feeling of someone who's just lived, like it's a longing, like they've lived in my heart forever. Now, I often feel that type of energy. Sometimes we haven't even met that person yet. And it's a longing for what our soul knows, or I should say, like our spiritual being knows that we've already planted certain seeds. And some of these seeds are difficult experiences because we're bold enough to take them on. And because we had a feeling that we could overcome them. And then taking that, and if you think of this from a spiritual point of view, I often feel that God uses us and our experiences to help others. So a lot of you in a healing energy, right? Use your natural healing abilities. So I feel like for some of you, and I do feel like because the Emperor's there, it can speak about like being the business owner. And that can be a million different ways. I feel like there's a Reiki, but I also feel like I can write a song and sing about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why Taylor Swift just popped up in my mind. Interesting. I have a feeling my son had Taylor pop up in my mind. She's from Pittsburgh, by the way, as so are we. But anyway, at least I think she's from Pittsburgh. But why am I bringing her up? Because I feel like she's someone who writes from her soul. And I don't even know her music. I feel like it's our spirit guides bringing her up, not really me. I don't really know a lot of her music. I mean, of course, I've heard some of her songs, but I do feel that she writes from her soul's experiences. And I'm saying that because I feel like some of you also have the ability to do that. Now, it could be writing, right? Maybe I'm just writing, not just writing a book. Maybe I'm writing a book. Maybe I am speaking to crowds. Maybe I have a YouTube channel. It's interesting because I tell my daughter a lot, like, because she has her own channel, Jenny Love Tarot, by the way. And we talk about like our tarot readings, and we talk about like how our own experiences come out in the readings, and I feel like they come out to give us, to show us, or to help us guide you, if that makes sense. So, nonetheless, we have the star right next to the lovers. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And then the Seven of Cups, like, can it really come true? Yeah, it can really come true. It's like Leo, I feel like you've been called to the spotlight for months now. And when I say spotlight again, it doesn't have to mean I'm on the stage with the spotlight on me, but I feel like the spotlight has been on you for a couple months now. But I feel like in a good way. I feel like it's pushing you to bring your dreams alive. Even if I'm just starting at the beginning, the fool is looking over at the magician, and the magician is really, I feel like, one of the fool's greatest teachers. And the magician teaches the fool that you have everything you need to really exceed this next journey, this next cycle. You already possess it. And I love that the sun is at your back. Feels very, very good. Trying to think, is there anything I want to clarify? I mean, we got the lovers twice. By the way, it is card Gemini. I don't know if I said that. So it could be a double Gemini for some, with the sun, your ruler right over that. But we have a lot of people on the board. So I feel like, I don't feel like their card has to come up to represent them. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you are the Queen of Swords. I feel like you are the Queen of Pentacles. Though for some of you, I know this is going to sound confusing. Some of you, the Queen of Pentacles can be an Earth sign, right? It is mirroring over here the Capricorn, but I really feel it's more about you're taking something that you're naturally good at, and then you add your life experiences to the mix. And I feel like, and then you add boldness of change, like the willingness to make the changes. And why would you not want to change the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands? So there's a lot of boldness going on. But I feel like as you do that, it's like the universe is really paying attention. And I definitely feel like the universe has your back. I always feel like the universe has your back. But what I mean by that is I feel like because the sun is at your back, and I'm reading you as the Fool, and the sun being at your back, I feel like, first of all, I feel like you can't even expect, the Fool starting at the beginning, right? I'm saying yes to the next journey or the next cycle. The Fool learns to take a leap of faith, even though there is some fear present. The Fool is getting back to the full self, understanding, like, again, the Fool is not bringing all this energy of the past with them. Doesn't mean that someone of the past is not coming back. Now, does it mean this lifetime? Well, because the Fool was here, it doesn't absolutely have to mean that I've already met this person, but I do feel like there's this, like, a longing in your heart. And I feel like it reminds me of a situation I was in so many years ago, where I was with a narcissistic type energy, abusive, that type of thing. And but I always told myself I will not allow this to be my life. Now it took me 5 years to get out of it, though I probably could have got out quicker, sooner. Um, it was my own fear. You know what I mean? But why am I saying all that? Because I really feel like it was one of the worst times in my life. And then I fast forward to today. Well, I just so happen to be with the love of my life. That, by the way, I was with as a teenager. And then we went our own separate ways. And this is kind of what I'm feeling with this Page of Swords, like communication potentially out of nowhere. But listen, it's not just any old communication because it's being brought in by your guardian angel. And it is meant to enhance your life. Like this night, it is a slow moving night, but I get why it's moving slow. I feel like it almost has to because one energy just does not fit with the other. And that's why the Fool comes in. Okay, the Lovers and the Star. Dreams coming true. I want to say also, is this for everyone? Probably not. Um, and understand that, maybe the next reading is for you, but I feel like if you're here, there are some messages here for you. You know what I mean? Listen, maybe I don't even want to put a negative tone to it because um, I feel very uplifted. So I'm not going to put a negative tone on it. All right, let me see. I want to look at the Seven of Cups because this is where the energy or a decision, this is after the Fool. So to me, that means I've already cleared or left the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands energy. I left that in the past. I'm leaving it in the past. It's not an instant type thing, but I'm going to start taking chances. I'm going to start taking chances in my life, in my dreams, in my wishes, and I'm going to start manifesting them. I feel like I've gotten stuck in someone else's life for so long. It's time for me to get back to me. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening. However, I do want to look at the Seven of Cups because there can be a little uncertainty in that too. And that may relate back to the moon, by the way. It's just like maybe it's not meant to, well, I was going to say maybe it's not meant to go quick, though I feel like I feel passion. I feel the passion even before I feel the person. All right. So we have the Six of Wands, energy of victorious, of being victorious. However, I have a feeling this is someone else who is talking to you and talking to you. By the way, a six coming over the lovers. Um, but talking to you in a way, I feel like they know that they have to talk to you in a special way. Now, it's not because like you're a baby or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's more about maybe somebody who understands what you've been through. And so they understand the uncertainty of, even though I feel like, me as a Leo, I feel everything, like every part of me wants to say yes. But that Nine of Swords just might hang on a little bit. And I feel like there is why our Seven of Swords is there. But I feel like this person is like, fine. Let me show you the way. Let's have a conversation. But let's also talk about like how we've overcome certain things. Six and a six. I'm just saying that because all of a sudden I see the Six of Cups. Not that I didn't know it wasn't there, but Six of Cups, and now I feel like they're related. So I definitely feel like this is someone who's saying, I can put action behind my words. I can put action behind my love. I'm not someone who's fearful of love. I'm not fearful of life. I've lived a lot of life. I've overcome a lot of things. So it's almost like they know they have to be a little tender. Even though this is not tender energy, don't get me wrong, this is just what I'm feeling. Six of Wands doesn't talk about being tender. But I feel that energy. It's almost like how I approach you. All right. King of Pentacles. Well, that would match the Queen of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. And then the King of Wands. So there you are. So really all I'm looking at right now, I know we have a lot of cards on the board, is the Seven of Cups. Some of you may be deciding between two people. But honestly, I feel like this king is you, male or female. And I feel like this is you in this point of the reading, let's say, or this point of the after the changes, probably 2024. But maybe February. And it may talk about like things start as it relates to a relationship or love. I feel like it starts through communication. Like the person, like I don't see the person. We talk first. And I feel like the Two of Pentacles coming over the Seven of Cups. Yeah, Seven of Cups can be a little confusing, right? A little fearful picking a cup. I've picked cups before and they didn't turn out. I feel like the Two of Pentacles, they just called the Juggler's card, but I feel like it's using your logical mind. Oh, I didn't even see the Queen here. Hello, Queen of Wands, right next to the King of Wands. Like-minded energy. And by the way, that doesn't mean that they think the same. Though I do feel like they have like the same moral compass and that type of energy. I feel like they operate differently, but I feel like it's a good thing for each of them. So it's like what I lack, you bring to the table. What you lack, I bring to the table. That feels like perfect harmony to me. Like perfect harmony. All right. I think I'm just going to do one more round and I'm going to go right across the middle of the spread. Anything else that wants to come out? Actually, I want to come up and look at this Six of Cups with the Tower. Don't freak out because I already felt that, right? It just means a breakup. Someone may have fallen from grace for a moment or quite a few moments. But I do feel like it's talking about like, potentially at one time we were together, or at least we were, there's something came in between us. I don't feel like it's earth shattering. Maybe it felt like it at the time, but I don't feel like it's energy that sticks around. I just feel like it's just saying that. So potentially, I feel like it's saying for many of you, this is someone that you already know, or it's someone who reminds you of someone interesting. Because I feel like for someone, it's someone who reminds you of someone that you know. But I mean it in a very loving type way. All right, we had a card go to the floor. Come on, look at that. Ace of Cups. After the Tower. Unconditional love. This type of love can handle these towers and bounce back. This type of love is one sided and it's all about them. Now, I know the tables can be reversed because I already know some comments. I already know what you're going to say. I can feel it. Um, and, each their own, right? Because everyone has different experiences. So, not every Leo is the same, but their core energy. I mean, I don't even know what I'm talking about because this is the Ace of Cups. This is unconditional love. It's like this love didn't stop flowing. Maybe the relationship did, maybe the situation did, but the love didn't stop flowing. Doesn't mean that I didn't fall in love with someone else. They didn't fall in love with someone else. They didn't get married. I didn't get married. Doesn't mean that. No, we went on and lived our lives. We probably have loved other people. Some people have done us wrong, like really done us wrong. And what a perfect time after all this heaviness. And then, first of all, you being willing to say, I'm going to change that. What a beautiful time for this then to enter into your life. So I'm looking at the Six of Cups, guys. First the Tower, and then the Ace of Cups. Can we rebound from these towers? You better believe it. So, love. Or, I don't want to over clarify this reading, so I think I'm going to leave that there. Excuse me, wait 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I had a knock at the door. Um, yeah, I just feel like let's not over clarify this thing. Let's not overthink it. Let's just take on the fool's energy as much as we can. And, I love that the Knight of Pentacles again is here and the sun is at your back. I just I feel like life is changing. But don't forget that it takes your energy for these changes to take place. It's like the Knight of Pentacles saying, listen, I want to bring this pentacle to you. I want to really enhance your life. And I guarantee you that this pentacle will enhance your life. But I can't come in until the timing is right. So, to me, that kind of tells us why justice is here, right? Five of Cups right below that. Look at that. It's almost like I married someone else, but yet my heart still belonged to, I married someone and I probably loved them, yes. But I feel but still my heart belonged to another. And that may be one of the reasons why some of you have gotten into a terrible situation. Maybe the tower did have a little bit more effect on you than I'm picking up on, and maybe it's I don't know. I don't see Leo sticking around a narcissistic type person's energy for long. Though both of these tens went the whole way to the 10. But it's never too late to make changes in the same breath. Remember that. It's never too late to make changes. You have a lot of pentacles also on the board. So I feel like there's a lot happening within, I feel like also your dreams. But I do feel like you have to go after them. It's like there's nothing miraculous. And I don't want to say that miracles can't take place because they take place all the time. But sometimes the miracle is in your own actions. And then what manifests after that, it's like, it's what movies are made of. All right, let's read Mother Mary. And let's read them both because I feel like we need them both. Let's read Grace first because I definitely feel like it's speaking about a change. We have the Five of Cups right there. change. Over the Ten of Swords, yes, I want to change that. Even if I worry about that change, I still feel like I want to change it. Okay, but let's get back to Mother Mary. You received this card because Mother Mary sees your graceful beauty, and she wants to help you to see this in yourself too. This is a message about increasing your self confidence and sense of self worth. As you feel better about yourself, your actions will shift in positive ways, which will create a healthier climate for you and your loved ones. Today, envision how Mother Mary would handle each situation you face. Emulate her composure as you gracefully embrace everything that comes your way. Your grace will naturally your grace is naturally a magnetism that draws wonderful people and experiences to you. Okay. And let's read enthusiasm. You know, when I think of like enthusiasm and things like that, like our intentions are so important. Like the intentions that we put out into the universe, that is what must be met. So we need to think about like where is our own vibration? How can we lift that vibration? Even if I'm in like the most difficult of situations, still, like how can I overcome or look for that silver lining. That's funny. That's one of my son and I favorite movie, Silver Lining Playbook. I think that's what it's called. Him and I watched it together like, I don't know, 6, 7 times. Anyway, enthusiasm. Your question about what to focus upon is answered by examining where your natural interests lie. What you enjoy doing. What issues stir your soul? Where would you like to make a positive difference? These are your passions, and your enthusiasm gives them the energy and motivation to take courageous actions. Enthusiasm is positively contagious and helps others feel excited and happy. Mother Mary urges you to shine your light brightly. Let those around you know your dreams. No, let those around you know about your dreams, star, your goals, your hopes, and your aspirations. Smile, share your feelings, and be authentic and accessible so that heaven and other people can join in your enthusiasm. All right, Leo. Wow, what a reading. It's going to take me a minute to figure out a title. By the way, I put a lot of energy into like your thumbnail and your title. I wanted to tell, you know, as much of the story as I can with with very little words. But I do want to let you know that. So pay attention to titles and that because, you know, like I just did Taurus's, or I just released Taurus's, and a lot of people who weren't even Taurus, like the title brought them in, and then everything resonated with them. So understand that, you know. Anyway, anyway, I feel like I'm just talking too much. I thank you guys. I do want to let you know I should have said it in the beginning. I'm doing a holiday special. It's a buy one, get one free in a reading. I do this once a year and I haven't done it for a few years because it can be overwhelming. Like it can take too much of my time. So I did move it where I was going to have it expire December 26th. I moved it back to November 26th. And I feel like, if I feel like I'll be overwhelmed, then I'll probably stop the special. But I'll let you know before that. Definitely will let you know before that. But yeah, I wrote, I brought it back a month. And the main reason is not really about me being overwhelmed, is I don't want you to have to wait forever for your readings. So one of the readings can be given away as a gift. The only stipulation with the special is that you use that second reading, unless you're giving it as a gift, 4 months from the first reading, 4 months and later, anytime after 4 months. And I say that because, first of all, I need the time, but I also feel like, you like, that's enough time where, let's say this is your reading, and you feel this energy. So you get a reading now, and it verifies a lot of that energy, and then changes take place. So 4 months from now would be the perfect time to then get another reading, as soon as you start seeing these changes. So, anyways, I'm running that. I have my membership program for those who like to go live, where you can really, we just go live and you can ask us any questions, as many questions. I've been doing it for all subscribers lately. I do have a membership program. I feel like it's a little unfair to them. Um, but I also love going live with everyone. So we'll see. I'm going to try to do both. It's just, then I'm doing your year in reviews. That's why I'm trying to get your December monthly reading done ahead of time. And don't worry about that, because time is fluid. That's what we have to remember. But then, as soon as I have Virgo and Libra left to do, and then I'm going to start on your year in reviews for 2024. So I love doing them. So, but they're intense, and they're long. So I definitely need time. I may need the whole month or longer to finish them. So, anyways. Oh, there's a lot going on. I'm also doing a campaign asking for donations to help me create the tarot cards and the oracle cards that, I feel like I want to create a line. I already have them in my mind. I just need to be able to pay an artist to, like, then put it on paper. Um, and I have no money. I mean, it literally, like, no money. So, you know, there's no way I'm going to be able to create them until. So, anyway, so I have that campaign running. I thank you. And it's okay. Like, if you can't donate, that's okay. I only want people who can afford to donate to donate. Your comments, you just being here, to me, that's payback enough. You know what I mean? Like, especially your comments, because I feel like you help a lot of other people. And here I am just talking and talking. So, anyways, I'm gonna let that be. Happy holidays, guys. If you're in this tough situation, I do think it is going to take your bold action. But I feel like if you're willing to take that action, I feel like it changes your life. I just feel like it changes your life. And I feel like those who have not, like, gotten to that state where they're doing something that they love and making money from it, again, the energy continues. So it's like it's not going anywhere. The opportunities will still show themselves. And then as it relates to love, wow. I mean, what can we say? This is a high vibrational love. And that's why the past has to remain in the past. Just the wisdom comes forward. Though this person is probably from the past, but you know what I'm saying. Like, these lessons, learn these lessons, and then boom, I'm leaving them where they belong, back there. Knight of Pentacles says, you can count on me. I will come in at the right time. And I feel like that's when I take on the Fool's energy. The sun is at your back all month and longer. But All right, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.